Let's talk about subsidiary ledgers. So this question here says McBride Corporation has a balance in its accounts receivable control account of $5,000 on May 1st. The subsidiary ledger contains three accounts: Moreno Company, $2,000, Perry Company, $1,500, and Hayes Company, $1,500. During May, the following transactions occurred. So we sold some items on account to Moreno, Perry, and Hayes. We collected money from each of those, and then those companies also returned goods back to us. So each of these transactions that we see in this table are going to affect the balances in our subsidiary ledger, and then that's going to affect the balance of our control account. So what we need to do in this problem is first compute the balances in the subsidiary accounts at the end of the month. So after these transactions took place. Once we have those, then we can figure out what the end of month balance would be in our control account. Let's first work with Moreno Company. So Moreno Company had a beginning balance of $2,000. So we put that in on May 1st. Then each of these credit sales, collections, and returns are all end of month totals. So on May 31st, we put in the credit sales of $7,500. Now, we make a sale on account. If we think back a couple chapters when we learned about merchandising operations and those journal entries, we debited accounts receivable when we made those sales. So we put that $7,500 under the debit column, and then we need to update the balance. So if they started at $2,000 and we just debited accounts receivable $7,500 here, that's going to increase the balance up to $9,500. We aren't done yet with Moreno, right? Because then we collected money from them. Collections is just them paying us back a little bit. So they paid us back $3,500 this month. So that's going to credit your accounts receivable. That's going to decrease the account balance. And so we see that there on that line. Similar thing here with returns. If Moreno returned goods to us, that's going to decrease the amount that they owe us now. So we credit the Moreno subsidiary for $1,000, which is going to decrease that balance down to $5,000. So at the end of the month, Moreno Company owes us $5,000. Now, we need to do this for Perry and for Hayes. So let's start with Perry. Same steps. We put in their May 1st balance of $1,500. We made $6,500 in sales to them. So we debit the $6,500 and we add that number onto the $1,500 to get our new balance of $8,000. We collected $7,000 from them this month. So we update the balance here in our ledger. And they also returned $500. So we credit the $500, which means at the end of the month, Perry Company only owes us $500. And then our final subsidiary here, we have Hayes. Hayes Company also started off with $1,500, but we made $10,000 in sales to them. So we debit the $10,000, and we see that that will increase the balance up to $11,500. We credit the amount that we collected from them. So that's our $6,500. And then we credit the amount that they returned. So at the end of the month here, Hayes Company still owes us $3,000. Now, there was another part to this question. Not only did we have to find the ending balance in each of the subsidiaries, we have to find the ending balance in our control account, right? What would be the amount that we would report as accounts receivable on our balance sheet? That's what we're trying to figure out here. Accounts receivable, we were told, started off with a balance of $5,000. But then we had all of those other transactions that happened during the month. We had credit sales that were worth a total of $24,000. So we put that total amount into our general ledger. So if we started off at $5,000, we debited accounts receivable $24,000. That's how we got the new updated balance at this point of $29,000. So after credit sales, we were told about our collections. The total amount that we collected from customers added up to $17,000. So we credit those collections for $17,000, which will decrease our accounts receivable balance down to $12,000 here. And then our final type of transaction were these returns, right? Customers returned $3,500 of goods to us. So the ending balance in accounts receivable is this $8,500. That is the total amount that our customers owe us. Now, another way to find this $8,500 is to go back and add up the ending balance for Moreno Company, Perry Company, and Hayes Company. Those three ending balances will also add up to this $8,500.